Guys, welcome back to the channel, and as you can tell from the title of the video, I am no longer an employee of Coca-Cola here in Florida. We've got a lot to talk about today. I want to go from basically A to Z and basically telling you how I got to the point where we said no more. I've been wanting to make this video, but also I've been regretting looking to make this video, because I try to keep this channel positive. I don't, rarely do I show, signs of weakness. It's usually like, success stories and, a lot of good stuff. So I thought it was, a good opportunity to show that, hey, pen to flow is not invincible and you can be vulnerable at times. I know I've picked up a bunch of new viewers, bringing, in the Coca-Cola thing. A lot of you guys are along for the ride from when I was with Utz Quality Foods still in Pennsylvania. But first off, I don't think I transitioned very well from a commission-based, profession that Utz Quality Foods was as a salesman to an hourly base rate that was Coca-Cola. I think that was my first demise. That started off, just had me in the wrong direction. With Utz Quality Foods, you can make your money really quickly with being strictly commission. You could go out there, bang out all your sales in 4, 5, 6 hours, whatever it took, 8 hours, and man, you got your money for the day, and you go home and enjoy the rest of your day. Being with the hourly pay with Coca-Cola, no commission whatsoever, you had to put in the time to to make the money. And unfortunately, they weren't just slacking you on the time. In the 2 months that I was there, I was being worked, 12 to 14 hour days every day, and it was killing me. I moved to Florida from Pennsylvania to actually enjoy living in Florida, but the way it was going with this job, and, I could tell right off the bat that my life was going to be selling Coke and not the kind that you're thinking of. But, yeah, it just was not gonna work out, for what I envisioned, doing down here when we moved from Pennsylvania to Florida. And like very quickly, I knew very quickly that was not going to be a good situation. It was not only that, the super long days, work starting at 4 o'clock in the morning. I'm not getting home some days, to 6, 7 o'clock at night. No freedom. Come home, eat a sandwich, take a shower, right back to bed, go do it all over again. It was super brutal, killing me. And I definitely feel like I was regretting at the time, moving down here. That's how unhappy I was with this position that, I was dealt with Coca-Cola. I had high hopes. Coca-Cola is a huge company, great company, but that was not going to be the fit for me. I don't know who would want to work, 12, 14-hour days every day. It was just way more than, in the interview, they're like, oh, you're comfortable with overtime. And I'm like, yeah, sure, a couple hours here and there. I wasn't thinking it was going to be, 4 or 5 hours overtime every day. It was just a ridiculous amount of hours. And I after doing it for as long as I did, I definitely salute the beer and soda guys that are out there doing this every day, because it kicked my ass in 2 months. And that was the tough part too, is being so new at this, coming from chips to now selling soda. That stuff ain't light. They're throwing cases of soda for 12 hours a day. I was getting crippled. I was waking up super sore and not even wanting to get out of bed some mornings, because that's how, hard and physical demanding this job was. I knew it was going to be tough, but I definitely didn't think it was going to be that tough. But you live and you learn. That was another one of the main points that, led me to the final decision to, walk away from Coca-Cola. And I found myself, when you're hurting, and then you got to do it all over again. It was starting to affect my home life with my wife. I'd come home every day. The little time that I was getting to see her, then I'm just complaining about how much that I hate what I'm doing. And it was not sending us, my wife and I, into a great position either. This was a huge moment for our lives, to move down here. And this was not playing out the way I had envisioned it. But that was another one of the main reasons, just the physical demand of this job over Utz Quality Foods. And just, I hate to sit here and try to bash Coca-Cola, but the structure and the way they ran the routes was just crazy, in my opinion. With Utz Quality Foods and, these other jobs, you got every day, you got a standard schedule. Monday I'm going to A, B, C, and D. Tuesday A, B, C, and D. I knew where I was going every day. I'm new to this area, and I'd be handed a 13-hour route, and it's places I've never been before. And every day would be different. One day you're in this town, the next day you're in this town, the next day you're in this town. So there was no like, consistency to anything. It's like every day, you drive there, it's like, well, where am I going today? And it was extra worse because I'm new to this area completely, so I didn't know any of these areas. But even if I did, every day you're in a different area, and all you had was a list of places and an address. No instructions, nothing. They would hand it to you and say, have a nice day. And basically, that was it. Good luck. Here's your route. Have fun. See you when you get back. Maybe 12, 13, 14, even more some days. There was at least 2 days, in the 2 months that I was there, that I actually had to clock out, and stop being paid, because for DOT reasons you can't go over 14 hours of work time. So I actually had to clock out and stop getting paid because the route was so big that they gave me that it wasn't getting done. So I had to clock out, and to get finished, because I can be fined, if I work longer than 14 hours. So just ridiculous, the structure and the way they were doing that, it just, and just the other simple things, like, it might sound, frivolous to you guys, but if you have experience, running routes and in the sales type of business, to have your truck not loaded properly in the morning, that's common sense. I get it. First thing I get in there, I know I'm going to have a 13-hour day, and I get in there and my truck's not even loaded, or I don't have a power jack on my truck, or yeah, there's a power jack on your truck, but the battery's dead. These are common sense, simple things that, make the job go, that they weren't even doing, to make, they're already handing you a 12, 13-hour day, and then right off the bat, you're already behind schedule because they didn't give you the proper equipment or, proper inventory to do that route that they just gave you. So just the stupid things, I was with Utz Quality Foods for 6 years, and in 2 months I experienced more dumb and, just ridiculous things and that this company was doing that I never experienced with Utz Quality Foods. And, I hate to to throw them under the bus like this, but it needs to be said, because I know there's going to be more people that are gonna say, "Oh, I'd love to go work for Coca Cola." Well, maybe you should hear it from somebody who tried it and walked away before you just go in and throw yourselves to the wolves like that. And I do feel like they took advantage of my experience, with sales, because within 2 weeks of being with them, they put me on my own. In 2 weeks, I was already on my own, out there trying to run these routes by myself. And I was supposed to have at least 4 weeks of training before that took place. So they definitely took advantage of me and, my experience with sales, because I did pick the job up pretty quickly because, it was soda instead of chips. But, it just put a bad taste in my mouth right off the bat, throwing me out there on my own so I can struggle and, spend these huge long hours and days out there, and just wasn't going to work. This is going to be a really long video. We're heading for the 10-minute mark already, but I'm disappointed that it didn't work out. I'm disappointed with, honestly, Coca-Cola and the way that things were run there. And I'm hoping that, I told them this when I put in my 2 weeks that I was hoping that my leaving, and I told them, basically what I'm telling you guys is exactly what I told them when I left. They're just like, wow, why are you leaving so early? You might hear, soon. You wouldn't mind telling us. I told them exactly what I told you guys here right now, and I'm hopefully they make some changes, and maybe things got better for them. But what I've heard, running into some fellow former coworkers out there, because what I'm currently doing, it's not better. It's just as bad, and a bunch of other people have left behind me. The guy that who was my manager at the time, who hired me for Coca-Cola, has also quit. So that's not saying much for the company and the situation when the boss, the manager that hired me, has also stepped aside. So that's, and a bunch of other guys as well. So I hate to just keep sitting here ranting, but hey, I had to get it out there. Now, what you guys may be wondering now is like, well, if he quit Coca-Cola, what is Pentaflow doing now that he's no longer quit Coca-Cola? I can tell you this. I'm uploading this video on March 15th. I quit Coca-Cola sometime in January. So for 2 months, I've been doing a new job. I quit Coca-Cola on a Friday, and I started a new job on Monday. But that is for another video, and we will get into that very soon so you guys can see what Pentaflow is up to now. But if you've made it to this point in the video, you are a true soldier for watching this entire thing of me basically complaining about the situation at Coca-Cola, why I've quit, and thanks for watching. I appreciate you listening. Feels better to get that off my chest. It's out there in the open. I'm not invincible. Every job is not going to be for everybody. It wasn't going to work for me, and I walked away. So stay tuned. We will see, and I will let you know what Pentaflow is up to. He's still a salesman, but who's it for? Maybe leave in the comments who you think I am a salesman for now. Thanks for watching. If you made it to 12 minutes, appreciate it. Leave a like or a dislike on the video. I know some of you probably give me the because I'm ditching the old Coke, but I had to do what was best for me, unfortunately, and that was not going to be a good situation for me to stick around with. So thanks for watching. Follow me on Twitter at Pen2Flow, and we'll see you all really soon. She's empty.